Hello, everyone. We just had a brief submitted yesterday earlier in the evening, about 6 o'clock or so, and we had a second one that was submitted, right? So essentially, if you look at the submission, uh, we had we had two submissions. Somehow we couldn't really write about this yesterday, so we wrote an article on the same. But let me quickly cover what was covered in the second brief. Yeah. So the fundamental difference between both the briefs are the first one that was submitted late evening yesterday was actually with a bunch of trade organizations talking about the overall H4 EAD and program merits and how it impacts and of the it's all related to economy and the value of the program. But this one is actually filed as an intervenor. So and if you look at the screen, right, what I'm presenting, right, essentially it is more catered by immigration voice. As an entity, and they're addressing specifically towards what was filed in the code by DHS and what is Save Jobs raising. Yeah. So they say that these are the three things they'll address. The first one is did the district court correctly find the lack of standing and and also not consider that post complaint evidence. Second one is did the court do a mistake by having an intervener in the middle, even at the first place. The third one, does DHS as authority for issuing work authorizations. So the first one on the standing part, right? Save Job says lack standing. That was the argument put together by Save Jobs. So they immigration voice basically fully agrees with the DHS standing, whatever has been submitted, right? So they say we agree with everything, but besides that, we also want to add some more things. For example, regarding unspecified jobs, they say unspecified jobs, there is no evidence that they're directly competing with non-citizens, benefited by H4 EAD. So that's one point. Additionally, they add four more points, right, on four more areas. I'm summarizing. This is a 54-page document, folks. But this is very, very summarized version of it, right? The first point is the wash tech allegation that they talk about. That's not really applicable here. That's what they say. There's more towards STEM-related jobs and all. The second one is there is no data that tells that H1 holders would leave. While that is raised, they leave, but there is no data on how many people would leave. It's pure speculation. That's what they say. The third one is, they say that okay, there was some evidence from the past using Wayback Machine where we look at some of the old data, and this was not stricken because this was not really presented in the district court, so cannot be used now. So that's the third one. And the fourth one is, if let's say the court disagrees with the standing given by the district court, they can't really make a judgment right now on this. So they need to send it back to the district court so that they can fully address and discuss the merits of this case. So this is the first point that regarding the standing. And second one is regarding interveners, right? Okay, why did you even come, as an intervener? So the Save Jobs tells that first of all, immigration voice. Uh, Say job says you cannot have an intervener, but immigration law says we need to be in this because firstly, court has granted the motion to intervene, and the second one is there is a potential injury, basically, any kind of loss or impact that a person can have, really physical injury per se. It could be more, all sorts of other things except physical, right? So these are all created for H4 holders. So if the rule is invalidated, this is the potential injury. So that's why a third party could come in, to represent their interest in a better way. So that's how they handle the second point. And the third one is basically around, did they even have the authority, right? So on that, the first one they say that, the third point is, first of all, if you are going to look at the statutory question, statutory is basically looking at the statutes and all sorts of things, a lot of legal jargon. If you believe that, this related statute, then you should actually send it back to the district court because this was never talked about in the district court. Yeah, that's the first point. The second one is, did they really have statutory, the authority or not? So this is where Immigration Voice has done a splendid job, I would say. They've actually, a good amount of the brief that they submitted of the 54 pages is actually around the history of the INA and how they actually gave authority to the secretary, and then how they gave authority to the attorney general, and now DHS and all sorts of things. So they really cover this in extreme detail, basically the history of the case, and they also talk about how Congress has never intervened, and they've given the power to DHS to actually manage the immigration system, complex immigration system. So Congress has already given them authority, and they need that power to actually do this. And this has not the first time that has been done, right? So over the years, Democrats and Republicans administrations have used this with along with DHS to create many of these things. So overall, they go in detail and they put up an argument telling that this is in any event, even if you want to argue now or later, this is all the evidence that we're giving that DHS has full authority to issue H4EAD. So that's the argument, folks. Overall, in conclusion, what they say is Immigration Voice says that as an intervener, court should affirm the judgment, basically stick to what the judgment has been given in the district court, and if they have a different standing, they should send it back to the district court for the proceedings. So all in all, I mean, this is a very strong support by Immigration Voice. So the two briefs really summarize the strong case. So there is a tremendous amount of work that has gone behind these organizations that actually to come up with these strong cases to articulate the value of H4EAD. So it's actually kudos to these non-profit organization that has taken the initiative to do this. Yeah. So the next thing is essentially that we are expecting the appellant's reply to these interveners in about 20 days. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if something will come in the middle, but we will keep everyone posted. But the next one is going to happen on April 29th. But in the meantime, there is nothing that changes from H480 perspective. If you are an H4 holder, you can go ahead and file H480. There's nothing stopping you from doing it, and I highly encourage you to do it. So don't really, be worried about all of these things. So this will actually drag on for a while. And looking at all the strong points put together, we don't even know if the H480 rule will be revoked. So anything can happen. Yeah. So don't be in panic mode. Do subscribe for updates. This is important for you to get any kind of updates. So and thank you definitely for watching all of these things. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.